Start over.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
We are episode 4 of Everything DB. We are at episode 4 already. You got myself, yours truly, Darius Butler.
We got Denzel Butler in the building. Let's get to it, man.
And then we got Max Martinez behind the scenes making the magic happen.
As he always does.
Let's jump right into it, man. We're going to go into our picks from last week.
Yeah, we both went 2-2, but we couldn't really call it.
That's the playoffs.
It was some tough games.
Everything. Nobody will get it right in the playoffs. But, I mean, it was some great games, fun game. Wild card is really a wild weekend. Some wild things happen. We'll start with that Saints-Vikings game because I think that was the biggest.
I would
say upset. Yeah, everybody that I talked to, that was that's the easy pick of the week. But, like I said,
we both got that one wrong.
Yep, we both got it wrong. So, obviously, got that one wrong, both of us. Then the other one was the Texans-Bills. That was a close one.
Yep.
Close one to call.
You
took the Bills.
Yeah,
I took the home team Texans.
You were right.
I was right. J.J. Watt made some plays. DBs made some plays. Who else we had? We had the
Patriots,
Titans.
Titans. I had the Titans. I knew
a lot of people was calling that though. Yeah. A lot of people was calling that. I was kind of the one I had to see it to believe it.
Exactly.
You know, I got to see him lose.
You can't bet against Brady.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Now with Tannehill doing his first game in the playoffs, and he didn't do much but hand the damn ball off. But
yeah, he didn't play good.
And then what was the last game?
Last one was the Seahawks-Eagles. I mean, that one.
Seahawks-Eagles, yeah, that was.
It wasn't convincing.
It wasn't.
But we both knew. We both had that one right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't convincing like we thought it would be.
Yeah.
So.
It was good, man. So I guess
this DB show, man. Let's talk about the DBs of each game.
Okay, let's talk about winners. Only the winners.
Okay, only the winners. Who did you like? Who was from the Titans-Patriots game? Who's your DB?
Oh man, that's easy. Logan Ryan, man. I don't care what happened the rest of the game. I know he did have an opportunity to have 2 pick sixes actually.
Yes, he did.
But to have the opportunity to pick off your old team in your old stadium and take it back for a touchdown in the playoffs, and that old quarterback being Tom Brady.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that's
crib work too.
Yeah, you had it, and he was supposed to not score and do the right thing with the team, but hey, it's everything. DB, you heard it. Hey, tell your coach. Score. We pick off everything. We score everything.
Get in the end zone.
Any opportunity you have.
That's our advice.
But your next winner, let's go Texans.
For the Texans, I got Garyon Conley. This guy came over in the middle of the season.
He did.
And he is playing phenomenal. Shout out to you, Garyon, man. You done balled out 3 pass deflections in the game. Mm-hmm. And that's big from a quarterback throw the ball 46 times.
Yeah, that's huge. I remember one that stands out to me. It was him on John Brown, I believe. And it was kind of
playing through the hands?
Yep. No, he undercut him at the goal line.
Okay.
Route. He made a great play on that ball. So
he had a few.
that was a good play. Shout out to AFC South, man. That's 2 wins from the AFC South. What's the other team you got? The Vikings.
Ooh, who you got from the Vikings? Who played the best?
I'm taking Anthony Harris. He had a great pick. He led the league all year in interceptions. Was tied for the league with 6, and then he picked up where he left off in the postseason, picking off Drew Brees. He was going to Mike Thomas down the middle of the field. Harris was in the post. Yeah. He undercut it and made a great play on the ball.
That's
showed his ball skills and came out with a huge interception. So I got to go Anthony Harris there. You got one more winner.
And then for the Seahawks, I got to go with McDougal. He played 8 tackles, a sack. He played out of his mind. He was all over the field. Yeah. And, just shout out to you, man.
Shout out to Diggs, too, man. I heard Diggs was out there calling out plays, man. So that's big. That's studying. That's communicating. That's anticipating, helping your guys. When you're playing the DB, especially safety, it's not just about you. It's about who else can you help line up and alert. So shout out to you guys, man. Everything DB. Wild card weekend. Shout outs.
Great performances.
Bum. All right, let's talk these divisional matchups.
We start with the Vikings, 49ers. How do you like the Vikings this week after coming off,
an upset?
Yeah,
an upset. To talk clearly,
I think that took a lot out of them too.
It did. It was an emotional. It took a lot of you physically and emotionally, but they got a team full of vets, and these guys are hungry to win. They got the team, talent wise, to do it. All over their defense. But talking about those DBs, Sendejo, I would say he was the guy. I know Harris had the big pick against Breeze, but Sendejo got thrown into that role as a nickelback with Mackenzie Alexander going down, and he did great. And Vikings, they're going to play a lot of zone type coverages against 11 personnel. Their front four helps them out a lot. You got Xavier Rhodes, who, he gave up the big. Everybody will knock him for giving up that big play, but I think that was more on coaching. We broke that down as far as where that shot area came with Taysom Hill. Check that video out. But he fought through injuries. He fought through that left shoulder injury. Hopefully he's back out there again this week.
I think he will be. He's from Dade.
He is from the crib, so he will be. I think he'll be out there as well. You got Anthony Harris, I said, played well. Harrison Smith, I feel like he's due for like a game-changing play.
Definitely.
He's kind of been quiet these last couple years.
He is an X factor, man.
Yeah,
he's an enforcer out there.
He's a guy, so he's due for a big. So I'm gonna call that right now. He's due for a big play. And Trey Waynes, he's in there. So I think they got some guys on there. They can match up. They can match up with the Niners.
Yeah, I think they can match up with the Niners head on head. But we're gonna see how that run game affects them when they have to come up and tackle.
Yeah,
I think Harrison Smith and Sendejo and Anthony Harris like to get in there and be physical. So I think they'll be all right.
It'll be good. It's good to have a safety in there in that nickel.
Exactly.
When you got a team who loves to lean on the run like the Niners do. But let's talk about the Niners defense. How do you feel about those guys? They're rested. They should be healthy.
They're rested. Their injury report isn't as long as everyone else's.
Yeah.
I think that they're ready to go. I like Richard Sherman out there. I think Akila Witherspoon's due for a big game as well.
I think D4, if he plays and he's out there healthy, he'll that always helps. You got a pass rusher and that helps the DBs a lot. Their front four is strong. Quan Alexander is also beefing up that front seven. But like you said, you got Mosley, you got Witherspoon, you got the savvy vet, Richard Sherman, who's been in so many of these big playoff games that him to kind of keep everybody even keeled and on point would be huge. DeQuissy Tart runs around, makes plays.
I wonder who's
Jimmy Ward, he flies around. I love guys who can do multiple things, playing multiple positions. He's a guy that he wears many hats. I love guys like that to have in the secondary. So they look good and they're healthy.
Who are you going with though?
They're healthy. Like? Don't ask me that.
Who do you like? No, who do you like?
I'm gonna go with San Fran. I'm gonna go with San Fran. I'm gonna go with San Fran. Yeah, I'm gonna go with San Fran. I'm gonna leave it at that.
As emotional as the Vikings are coming off that win, I think that they'll find a way to come out and win again on the road.
You betting on Kirk Cousins again?
Kirk Cousins will play great. I like how their receivers match up against the DBs. I didn't just say that, but I do.
Okay. You know what? Niners DBs, they like to tackle. And I think it starts for Minnesota with Dalvin Cook. And those DBs for the Niners like to get their hats dirty. And I think that's why they'll win the game. So Niners, Vikings.
I'm going to stick with it.
Got your picks. All right, let's go to the Ravens-Titans matchup.
This is weird for the divisional round.
Who saw this coming week 4 or 5 when Tannehill got thrown in there?
4 people in Tennessee. Those are the only people that could have seen this coming.
But here we are.
Here we go.
Titans Ravens.
Let's get
into it, man. How do we see it from as a Ravens DB going into this game?
Going into this game, the Ravens DBs are looking to force long second downs, if you ask me.
Okay, get them on and get back on track situations.
I think first down is the most important down for them. If they cannot let Derrick Henry get 5 yards or more on every first down, I think that the DBs line up well against the receivers.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we like Marlon Humphrey.
You got Peters. 2 guys who should have been all pros back there. You got Hall of Fame safety. You got guys. They win that matchup in the passing game all day. It's really about the Ravens front seven and those DBs getting involved in the run game and stopping, like you said, putting them in second and longs, third and longs, forcing Tannehill, who threw for 72 yards last week.
He'll play better this week.
I don't know. I don't know if you go to Baltimore and play better.
You can't get worse than 72 yards.
We'll see.
So
we'll see. But so it's about stopping Derrick Henry. I mean, both of these secondaries, both of these defenses. This is a hard hat, lunch pail, throwback 1975 type football game.
There's going to be a lot of
you're going to have 40-plus rushes on both sides of the ball. You're getting your extra sleep. You're getting your Epsom salt baths and green alcohol. You're getting your rubbed up. And so you're getting all that stuff as a DB at any position. You can be the trainer, the water boy. You better hey ass right.
Be taped up.
Fat. Neck roll.
Everything.
Let's get it. So
as far as the Titans DBs, they just played great against the Patriots. I think they play good. Holding Tom Brady to
we talked about Logan Ryan and his pick six. Adoree Jackson was strapping guys up. Kevin Byard, he's an all-pro type guy who's also, I think, due for one of those plays.
Exactly. And Vaccaro, too, as well.
Yeah, Vaccaro. He can be – I think Kenny Vaccaro kind of be the key to this game because he's kind of plays a little bit more in the box. And you're going to need a DB who can be effective in the run game and also be effective when Lamar breaks the pocket, when he gets into those second phase type plays, and somebody that can kind of track him, the best job you can possibly do.
No one can really track him down, but just to try to keep him contained.
Yeah, just contain him so that he's not hitting you on 30, 40, 50-yard highlight plays. And it's the same thing on this side of the ball. It's about keeping them behind the sticks. You don't want those guys getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a pop on first down and putting them in favorable positions.
Yeah.
Kevin Byard, it starts with him when it comes to keeping Hollywood in front of you. You know Hollywood well. You know it for a long time.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Byard's going to confuse and trick Lamar one time. I think he's going to get one this game. But I don't think that'll help them with the win. I'm going with the Ravens to win in, convincing fashion.
In convincing fashion?
Convincing fashion. But I do think Byard will trick Lamar
I'm going with the Ravens to win as well. You talked about it to me off camera about how the Ravens jump out early on teams.
Yes,
and if that happens and it's in a situation where Tannehill has to win the game and kind of come back from behind and they can't lean on Henry getting 40 carries or getting 200-plus yards from scrimmage, I'm picking the Ravens.
All right. Both Ravens.
Ravens.